Okay, this is the Unit 6 test. I'm going to go over each problem. Okay, even if you got it right, please just double check your answer. Okay, um, and then you guys could retake it after you've gone over this a couple times. If you have any questions, please ask me as you're working on this. Okay, the first four questions you have to write the equation in slope-intercept form, and I underlined it on the test. Okay, what is slope-intercept form? You have to know this. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Okay, you're going to need it for Algebra 2. You may need it next year for geometry. Okay, so the first one, you're given the slope and you're given the y-intercept. Now, y equals mx plus b. M represents the slope. B represents the y-intercept. You need to know this for the current unit you're working on, Unit 7, as well, because you have to graph equations. Okay? Alright, so in this case, y equals the slope, m, which is 12. X plus b, b is the y-intercept. Alright, and b is 5. You're done. That's it. Okay? Second one, y equals mx plus b. We have to find m, and we have to find b. Okay? B is the y-intercept, so we have to look at the y-axis and see where the line crosses the y-axis. Well, it crosses the y-axis right here. That's at 1, 2, 3. So b equals positive 3. Okay? Then we have to find the slope. Okay? And we did this before, and this one might be a little tricky, but you have to find another point where it intersects exactly in a corner like it intersected here. Okay? Right here is a good point. Alright, and if you use that, that's fine. This is pretty close right here, but it's kind of off the line. Alright? This one's also a good point. Alright, and either one you use will work. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my slope triangle with my rise and my run between the 2 points. Okay, because remember, slope equals rise over run. Well, what's the rise? How much did we go up? 1, 2, 3. And what's the run? We went over, right? 1, 2. So my slope is 3 over 2. Just double check the line is going up from left to right, so our slope is positive. Alright, now we have to write the equation. Y equals m, 3 over 2, x plus b, b is 3. Number 3, we're given 2 points. Okay, we're given 2 points. Remember, we need the slope. We need to write this in y equals mx plus b. We need the slope and we need the y-intercept. Alright, if we have 2 points, we could find the slope by using the slope formula with 2 points. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Alright, y2 is negative 4 minus y1, which is negative 4. x2, which is 8. x1, which is 6. Alright, let's simplify. This turns into plus. Negative 4 plus 4 is 0. 8 minus 6 is 2. What's 0 divided by 2? 0. So our slope is 0. Okay, so now we have the slope and a couple of points. Well, we learned about this formula. And we learned how this formula can lead us the slope-intercept formula. This formula is called point slope. All right, it's useful for when we have a point, and in this case we have two, and the slope. Okay, that's all we need to use this equation, and then get it into slope-intercept form. How do we use it? Well, we're going to plug in for our point, which I'm going to choose this point because I already have this labeled, and if you notice, we have an x1 and y1 right here. I have this labeled. My y1 is -4, so minus -4 equals m is 0, times x minus x1, which is 6. Okay. The next step here is to distribute 0 times x, 0 times 6. Well, what's 0 times anything? 0 times anything is 0. Alright, and now I'm going to clean this up over here. So we have y plus 4. Okay? And this 0 goes for both, because 0 times x is 0, 0 times 6 is 0. So you have nothing on this side of the equation, the right side of the equation. Okay? One more step, we have to get y by itself, because it's slope-intercept form, so we subtract 4 from each side. Y equals -4, and you're done. Okay, again, this is not y equals mx, doesn't look like y equals mx plus b, but it is. The reason why there's no mx is because our slope is 0, and anything times 0 is 0. Okay, if we were to graph this, it would be, we'd go to -4 on the y, and it'd be a horizontal line. Alright, horizontal lines have 0 slope. Alright, number 4. We have a point, and we have the slope. So this one is actually easier than the previous problem. Okay, we have a point and a slope, so let's use point slope. This equation is written on the right side of the board. You just had to know what it was used for. Okay, y minus y1, well, here's our point x1, here's our y value, y1. So y minus 8 equals m, which is -4, times x minus 1. Alright, we just substitute it in. Distribute, -4 times x, then -4 times -1, which is +4. Remember, multiplication. Saw a couple plus 5s in this line. Y minus 8 still on the left side. Now we have to add 8 to both sides to get y by itself, so it looks like it's in slope-intercept form. Y equals -4x plus 12. Okay, y equals mx plus b. In this case, your slope is -4, if you notice here, and your y-intercept is 12. Okay, you didn't need this, but it ties back into what we did with number 1. Number 5. Let's clear that box. Write in slope-intercept form. Okay, so we're still y equals mx plus b for our final answer. The equation of a line that is parallel to the given equation. Parallel. Alright, so parallel, what does that mean? What does that mean? It means that they have the same slope. Okay, so we have two lines, one that's given to us, and then one we have to figure out the equation for. Alright, we have a given equation, that's the line that's parallel to ours, and we have the point that is on our line. So here's our given equation, here's the point that's on our line. What do you notice from this given equation is the slope is 10. Alright, so if our line's parallel to that, then our slope is also 10. Okay, so we have our slope for our line, which is 10. It's the same as this line. And we have a point. The point is 0, 7. Now this was one of the tricky ones I told you guys about in class. Since x is 0 here, this is our y-intercept. Since x is 0. Okay, so y-intercept, remember that's b. So in this case, b is 7. Okay, so your answer should be y equals, remember y equals mx plus b, y equals m, which is 10, x plus b. Alright, and you could have just done that. Alright, if you didn't, you could have used point slope form, and I saw a couple people use it on the test. That's fine. You have your point, x1 and y1 right here, okay, and you have the slope. So y minus 7 equals 10 times x minus 0. Alright, distribute 10 times x, 10 times 0 is 0, so I'm not going to even write it. Y minus 7 equals 10x, add 7 to both sides, and you get y equals 10x plus 7. Number 6, okay, you have a word problem here that says an airplane descends during a landing. The line of the airplane starts at 0, 12.5 and ends at 150, 2.5 in thousands of feet. Now, this is good to know if you're, calculating, but we're just going to use the numbers they give us. All right, this 150 represents thousands of feet, so that's 150,000 technically. All right, good to know, not important in writing this equation. All right, and getting your answer right. We have to write an equation in slope-intercept form. So again, y equals mx plus b. All right. We have 2 points. Okay, and we have to get y equals mx plus b. We don't have a slope, so again, we're kind of like number 3. Let's go back to number 3, where we have 2 points and no slope. So we have to find the slope and then plug in the points. We have to do a little work here. So m equals, well, here's, we'll call this my second point, x2 and y2, and then this is x1 and y1. So we'll do 2.5 minus 12.5 and 150, because that's x2 minus 0. 2.5 minus 12.5, you could do it in the calculator if you want. That's negative 10. 150 minus 0, 150. You could simplify this. You don't have to. If you simplify it, it's negative 1 over 15. It was amazing how many people put 15. Okay? Positive 15 even. It's negative. Negative divided by positive is negative. Okay? If the numerator is smaller than the denominator, it's going to be a fraction, not a whole number. Okay, so now we have the slope, all right, and we have a point. Let's use point slope. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Y minus 12.5 equals m times x minus 0. Distribute. 1/15 times 0 is 0. 1/15 times x is 1/15 x. So when we do times 0, there's nothing over here. Y minus 12.5, add 12.5, add 12.5, y equals negative 1/15 x plus 12.5. Y equals mx plus b.